They may never say how serious they are, but their behavior tells you how much the connection matters. It feels steady and protected. Here are 10 signs someone is serious about the connection without saying it. 1. They are careful with your feelings before speaking. They don't rush their words. Before they say something personal or sensitive, they pause and choose the cleanest way to say it. They don't use harsh words just because they're upset. They don't throw comments that stay in your head later. Even in normal talks, you can feel they're trying to be fair, not sharp. If they need to say something difficult, they keep it clear and respectful. You don't walk away feeling embarrassed or confused about what they meant. You feel like your feelings were considered before the words came out. 2. They avoid actions that could damage trust even when tempted. They don't put the connection in risky situations on purpose. If something could easily create doubt, they step away from it early. They don't entertain almost moments that could later turn into excuses. They don't keep side options open in case the connection fails. They act single when it benefits them, and then act committed when it's convenient. Even when no one is watching, they choose actions that protect the bond. You notice this because there are fewer situations that need explaining. Trust feels easier because they avoid behavior that can break it. 3. They avoid behaviors that could create doubt. They don't make you guess what they mean. Their behavior stays steady, not confusing. They don't act warm one day and cold the next with no reason. They don't give attention in private, then act distant in front of others. They don't send mixed signals and then blame you for noticing. You don't feel like you need to read between the lines to understand where you stand. Over time, your mind gets quieter because there is less to interpret. When someone is serious, they don't treat confusion as normal. They keep their behavior clear enough that doubt doesn't have to grow. 4. They don't use silence or distance as leverage. When something feels off, they don't punish you with silence. They don't disappear to make you anxious. They don't go cold so you will chase them. If they need space, they say it in a simple way instead of making you guess. You don't feel trapped in a waiting game. You don't feel like you have to earn basic warmth back. Even during tension, they don't use distance as a tool to control the situation. This matters because it keeps the connection stable. Serious people don't create fear just to feel power. They protect peace. 5. They respect your boundaries without needing reminders. They don't keep pushing the same line to see if it moves. If you say no, they accept it the first time. If you say you're not ready, they don't turn it into pressure later. They don't wear you down when you're tired, stressed, or emotional. You don't have to repeat yourself to be taken seriously. Over time, this creates safety because you're not always defending your limits. Your comfort is treated as real, not something to debate. When someone is serious, they don't see boundaries as a challenge. They see them as part of how to keep the connection healthy and steady. 6. They include you in future plans without making announcements. They don't need a big talk to show you matter long term. They start including you in what's coming next in a natural way. They talk about weekends, events, trips, or plans with you already in mind. You notice it in small details, like checking dates with you, saving time for you, or making choices that include you. They don't plan like they're alone and then fit you in when it's easy. You feel like you belong in their next steps without having to ask where you stand. That kind of future thinking is quiet, but it's clear. 7. They introduce you to friends and family naturally. They don't keep you hidden or separate. You meet the people in their life in a normal way, without weird delays or excuses. It doesn't feel like a staged moment. It feels simple, like it makes sense that you're there.
You're not treated like someone who only exists in private time. When they introduce you, it shows they're not living two separate lives. They're comfortable with you being seen in their real world. This matters because it reduces secrecy and uncertainty. Serious people don't protect an image that leaves you out. They make room for you in their actual life. 8. They remember important dates without being reminded. They remember what matters to you across time. Birthdays, big days, and meaningful dates don't pass like nothing happened. You don't have to drop hints or keep reminding them. They may not do grand gestures, but they acknowledge it in a real way. This shows you stay in their mind even when you're not around. It's not just about being polite, it's about mental effort and attention. People remember what they value, and they remember what they make space for. When someone keeps track of important dates, it shows you have a steady place in their life, not a temporary spot.
9. They show seriousness through practical effort. They don't rely on words to carry the whole connection. They show care through actions that take time and effort. They help when something is heavy for you. They notice small things that would make your day easier and handle them without turning it into a performance. They follow through on small support, not just big talk. This can look like helping you solve a problem, checking on something you mentioned, or taking care of a detail you forgot. It's not flashy, it's useful. Practical effort matters because it affects your real life. When someone keeps showing up in small, helpful ways, that is seriousness. 10. They show up even when life is busy. When life gets full, you don't get pushed to the side. Work can get heavy, schedules can tighten, stress can rise, but they still stay present. It might not always be long time, but it's real time. They keep contact instead of disappearing. They don't only show up when they're relaxed and free. Busy seasons reveal priorities without speeches. If someone only shows up when it's convenient, the connection stays fragile. But when they keep showing up during crowded weeks, it shows you're part of their life, not an extra option. That steady presence is one of the clearest signs of seriousness. When someone is serious without saying it, you don't feel convinced by words. You feel steadied by patterns that protect trust, reduce doubt, and include you quietly. The signs are often simple, but they add up over time. What you notice is not a performance, it's how carefully the connection is handled, even in ordinary moments. Thank you for watching.